You are about to watch the number one motivational show in the world. Learn how to chase your dreams without giving up.
Go for everything that you want. That there is no limits. I promise you, there is no limits in this life. Anything that you can imagine can be done because you just imagined it. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that can stop you because you literally create your own reality. And it just takes work. It takes work. It's not easy. And everybody says that, but it is true. You can literally create your own life. So take those opportunities. Don't hold yourself back. Do it when you can. Do it before it's too late.
Whatever that I say I am, I can achieve just what I want to. Do you believe? Do you believe? Yeah. Do you believe? Do you believe? Yeah.
Follow Dino as he chases his dreams around the world. We believe in you. It's time to believe in yourself.
I want to introduce y'all to Kyla.
Hello. I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
I'm always lit, and we have to start this off first by expressing your hair because we did talk about this the first time we met on FaceTime. You did your own hair, right? It looks lit.
Yes, thank you very much. I did do my own hair. It took honestly about 8 hours. It usually takes a little bit longer when I do my own, but
That is
yeah, I did it.
anybody who can sit for 8 hours and do their hair has to have some type of dedication. Like, you didn't ask your friend to help you out because it seems to me that it's not even possible to concentrate for 8 hours on one thing.
To be honest, I feel like I can only trust myself when I do my own hair and I like it a certain type of way. I can either spend time teaching somebody how to do it, but I can also just do it myself whenever I want to get it done. So, as
Aren't you
simple
doing
as that.
this too?
Say that
I've
again?
seen on your Instagram. Aren't you doing other people's hair too?
I do, I do. I have started that about a year ago. And I have plans on just expanding it, taking it more seriously. So I am getting the practice in.
But why didn't you tell me you were a hairstylist when we first met? Because I
Did I
literally,
not say that?
I don't know. You just told me you did your own hair, but then I looked at your Instagram and I'm like, she doesn't just do her own hair, she does everyone's hair.
Yeah, that's crazy. I must have not mentioned it, but I do. I do.
Okay, so outside of hairstyling or even including it, let everybody know, like for people who have no idea who you are, give us an introduction.
Okay, so my name is Kyla. Nice to meet you all. I am born and raised in Maryland. I currently go to school in Georgia. I go to SCAD, if you guys are familiar with that. It's a liberal arts school. And my major is user experience design, which concentrates on making any product or service easier to utilize just through designing itself. So it's really user centered and it goes into all different industries. So continuous learning is involved.
For the people who are a little slow, I think we're gonna need a more detailed explanation. Because even I got lost a little bit just because
Hmm.
like I understand the design part, and of course we talk,
Hmm.
so I kind of already know. But
Hmm.
for a middle school kid who has no
Yeah.
idea even what type of career path that entails or what is the point of that, it sounds almost like you just made yourself do things that are hard and harder and just do schoolwork every single day. So like where does the interesting aspect come into it for people who may want to do what you're doing and don't even know it?
Honestly, it is a very broad and versatile industry. So explaining it is still something that us UX designers are finding to refine ourselves. If I had to explain it into simpler terms and also more detailed, I would say that user experience design focuses on it is basically like a project. It's basically helping businesses um, find their problems and we help solve those issues, and in turn we it improves customer satisfaction, it improves customer retention. So say for example, um, a cup a cup there's something wrong with this design right here. You have
Okay.
it in your hands, right? You're gonna have to do a certain motion when you pour it, right? What if somebody can't do this motion? We solve problems based on the people that are using it. And we make everything centered. So it can go from the everyday person, it can go people who are um, lacking like ability. So if you're deaf, things like that. It's really broad. So me
You're
explaining
helping
it
people though. It seems like that's what the general thing is,
constantly,
and elevating
constantly.
products already that are already created to enhance the user experience, right? Or did you already say that?
Yeah, we definitely take things that already exist and we help improve those things. If something isn't working well, then people come to us, businesses come to us, and we help ideate and we help prototype and we help develop those ideas so we can actually put it to use and see the improvement in that business.
It's interesting because you're giving a way better explanation than I could have at like your grade level in college. If someone asked me about my major, trust me, I would not have been able to explain it for that long.
I appreciate
Just
that.
so people know, like, because you're not like actually in technically the career field. This is something that you're interested in pursuing. So, um, I really want to go back to even like you kind of growing up because you said you grew up in Baltimore,
Maryland.
right? Or Maryland?
Not specifically Baltimore, no, but in the surrounding areas. I kind of stayed in the middle between DC and Baltimore, mostly Prince George's County, and then towards high school, I moved to Anne Arundel County.
Okay, so what I want to know really is growing up, what do you feel like your life was like? Um, yeah, just give us like kind of an overview. What do you feel like your life was like growing up, and how did you feel growing up?
Growing up, I was honestly was my just with myself for the most part, and diving into that, I had moved a few times throughout elementary school up into high school. So I never really stayed in one central area and had the same group of people. So I constantly was meeting new people and I had to adapt to that. Also, within my family, I was the only person around my age. It was either people way older than me or people way younger than me, family members that are younger than me. So I honestly kind of felt like a lone wolf, if you could say, a little bit. But I tended to, I guess, be able to please like multiple audiences, different types of people. I had to get used to many different types of people growing up. So when I apply that to my life now, it's really easy for me to build relationships with people who aren't even similar to me. I feel like there's still some type of relationship that can be built. Growing up it was fairly nice though. I definitely had support systems all around me, and my family they were always there for me. It was never perfect, but at the end of the day, we always made sure that we were good. And then with friends, um, we most of us we stayed in touch, but as I got older, I started finding the people for me. So it's honestly kind of just a whole entire process, just adapting to the changes in my life.
Was there like anything that like made you want to even major what you are in right now? Like, do you feel like you had a passion when you were younger that you stuck to? Because there has to be some type of motivation behind you being even to stay in college at least like one semester. So, was there something that you knew when you were younger that like you had to go to college or you had to be successful, or like maybe the people around you and your family were already like that, so you felt like it just was guaranteed? Or did you have to go outside of your family to figure out that you needed to be successful?
To figure out what I specifically wanted to do, most of it was coming. from within, just determining what I wanted, what I have my interest in, and what I see myself doing in the future.
You didn't watch
Many
any
of,
movies?
say that again?
You ain't watch any movies?
I have, yeah. But I mean, around me growing up, a lot of my family members are actually business owners and very like entrepreneurial. So that's definitely was in my head when determining a career. My mom, she had a party planning business when I was growing up, and then she switched over to having her own dental consulting business. So that was also there. My father, he has his own HVAC company, so that was there. My grandfather does voiceovers, my grandmother does baking. Like it was always like entrepreneurial. So it definitely, I feel like, affected me when choosing a career, because I've always been in the mindset of work for yourself and not for anybody else, so you can determine your own destiny and have your own freedom. When choosing a major, I didn't want to put myself into a box, but I also wanted to still cater to the interests that I had. UX design has a lot of psychology in it, has a lot of dealing with people, and I'm a social person. I like getting to know people, I like talking to people. So that was a big thing for me in determining what I wanted to do in the future. And then also just the work environment, being able to go in just different industries, because when I grew up, at first I wanted to be a fashion designer, and then at one point I wanted to be a cosmetic surgeon, and things like that. So I felt like within my whole upbringing, whatever careers I was interested in, it always had something to do with design and making people feel good. So I also thought about that when I decided on my major.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people who choose a career that can help other people really flourish in it, because you get some type of energy when you help other people. Specifically me, like I swear I was motivating since for so long, like without purposely doing it. But once I like got into the field of me teaching, it brought a whole new energy to me that's like ridiculous. Like I don't even
Yeah.
understand. It's almost to the point where I didn't even believe that there's a career path I could have that could bring me that much energy. But because it's something that I want to do and I would be willing to do for free, now the fact that I'm getting paid for it, like
Hmm.
it just makes it even better. So like, did you envision yourself where you are today when you were younger?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay, so where would you have envisioned yourself like? So, well, before you even go that, so how does it feel then that you are where you are? Do you feel like you almost can't predict your future now, or like how does it feel to just wake up and be like, okay, I'm in college, this is my major, this is where I'm located, but I never thought about this like 5 or 10 years ago?
In the past, I don't think I was thinking about my future as much as I am now. My mindset has completely shifted as like becoming the person that I do want to be and how I see myself becoming in the future. I feel as though now you can determine where you do end up going. However, the future is never guaranteed. You can always end up somewhere where you haven't expected yourself to be at before. Things can come along your way that can change you, that can give you another perspective. And then those experiences can lead you into a different path that you wouldn't have been able to predict. So I feel like I couldn't see myself in this exact position. And actually in high school, I couldn't even imagine myself going into college at all, especially during COVID, because, since I've always had that business mindset of having my own business, things like that, college wasn't really at the forefront for me. I always wanted to start something on my own. But then I seen the benefit in it, and as I did research more on it and determined on what I do want to do and how I want to do it, college then became an option for me. So my whole entire like perspective changed, and therefore my future.
But are you telling me right now that you weren't going to go to college? Is that the conversation we're having right now?
That is exactly the conversation that we're having.
I don't believe you. Proof. Give me proof. What were you gonna do then? What were you thinking about doing? Because I know some kids who don't think about
Mhm.
going to college, but like, tell me, like, I'm not used to I don't know. I don't know. A kid saying that they didn't want to go to college or they didn't think about it, but now they're in college.
Honestly, a lot of people around me were not too fond of going to college. Some friends, they started up their businesses or they actually started something else. So for me, when I wasn't considering going to college, I was like, okay, well, what do I want to do? Because I know my interests, but like, how can I turn this into something that's like equitable? You know what I mean? I know that real estate was in, so that was an option for me, but where's the passion in that? You know what I mean? It makes money, but does it have your interest? Once I found UX design and dove into it more, I figured out that you can get your certificate. You can get your certificate and go right into the industry. But having these benefits of going to college, which is expanding your network and also just experiences within finding yourself, since I'm just so young and kind of first experiencing like life, just myself as an individual. I just really seen the benefits in going to college. So
Can you
um,
tell us the benefits? Because I'm
yeah.
telling you, not everyone knows. Especially like with what you're saying. What are
Hmm.
your benefits? Not what are the benefits? Because
Hmm.
what I say the benefits are has nothing
It's
to
all
do with
relative.
like class. My whole benefit of college was the fact that I wouldn't have experienced how to deal with people or how certain people act at all. Because growing up in New Jersey, completely different
Hmm.
the way people act in Kansas, which is Kansas is mostly like people from Texas, Iowa, like the Midwest, West Coast.
Hmm.
So I've never experienced the way they act. It's completely different. So, and being away from my parents. So I feel like the experience of who you are growing as a person to me was more important in college, which I realized after. Like, that's not why I went there, but like, that's what I realized after. But for
Yeah.
you specifically, like, what do you feel like your reason is?
My reasons, yeah, we all have different reasons for wanting to go and develop ourselves. I feel like my reasons were actually to understand people more. So by networking, not only getting to know more people, but also getting to understand those people. Becoming like in an area where I've never been before, away from home, which is what I specifically wanted. I didn't want to stay in Maryland. I didn't want to go to a university in Maryland. I wanted to go out of state because I wanted to experience being in a place that was unknown and to adjust. And then by adjusting to the location, but not only that, the people there. Being here at my school, we get people internationally, we get people from across the country. So there's no locals that go to this school. There's no few people from like this south area that only go to the school. So I feel like I'm getting a really good mix of different personalities, different styles, um, different just characteristics, things of that nature. So that was also a really big thing for me. um, Honestly, I think that was probably the biggest two reasons why I didn't want to go to college. It's really just for the people, for the people. And that's what I really focus on, even just with my career. So I found myself really prioritizing people in my life.
Yeah, I could tell like even you're a people person because like our conversation when we first talked or whatever, you were like very energetic. And is that like you don't get nervous when you talk to people?
Oh, I do, for sure, for sure.
So
But I just do it. I just do it because
what is
you,
nervous to you? What does that mean though? Like what is nerves?
nervous with me is that
You finna pass out? Or
not pass out, but it's just uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for you. It's not something that you don't have to take two thoughts about. It's something that you actually have to put effort into, something that you have to further develop until I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure if I can ever not feel that way. I feel like even the best public speakers still get nervous, but they just know how to deal with it, and they just know how it's not going to affect them because they know what it can reap.
it's crazy because when I was at University of Kansas, I actually used to because nervousness has to do with anxiety. I used to literally be so nervous that I
Mhm.
couldn't sleep. And I was on the phone with my homie from like 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Like, bro, all I'm thinking about is what I'm going to wear and how I'm going to look and how I'm going to compete. And
Yeah.
somebody told me, dang, that's so unhealthy. That's so unhealthy. And I said to myself, somebody says it's unhealthy, but without that, I wouldn't have become a champion. Because if I didn't stay up thinking about what I was going to do, how I was going to do it, I didn't care about it that much. And I literally just read in this book that having nerves shows that you're taking something serious. For example, like
Mhm.
if you're about to go to a party and you're not nervous, it doesn't mean you don't care about the party at all. But if you are nervous, it may mean that you're expecting either something positive or negative to happen, or you actually want something good to happen. So I
Mhm.
don't want people to like shy away from nerves because nerves actually can help you gain energy. I actually, when I feel nervous, I push towards it. So you don't want to do things that like a lot of people do things that try to take away their nerves. When I realize you could actually better yourself when you are nervous. And
Yeah,
a lot
for
of
sure.
athletes do that. So like you being nervous, I mean, I know you have to like talk to people every single day. Are you the type of
Mhm.
person that's trying to make friends like randomly by walking up to random people in class or in the hallway or
I don't. However, I just let like life situations just come to me. So, for example, we just came back to school. We have a new set of classes. I kind of scope out those people in the class of who I would want to talk to, who I would like to communicate with, and who can honestly better me as a person. I don't want anybody who will bring me down in life, but instead like lift me up. So I tend to observe a lot when I'm in new spaces. I don't randomly go up to people, which isn't bad. There has been times that like I have, like if it's really that serious, but for the most part, I just take the time to, talk to like at least one person. That's new every day. Whether just like they're sitting next to me, or they pass me, or something happens spontaneously in that situation. Like I don't want to just stay silent. You know what I mean? I want to be inviting and I want to open up that conversation because it can, lead to something. So I don't shut it down, but I also don't make it a big point to like go out there and just try so hard to meet everybody. But
yeah, I feel you.
how do
I
you
mean,
feel about that?
like, I mean, me personally, I wish like I could go back to college or even high school because I literally would be a billionaire by now based off of me understanding how much those connections mean. Um,
Mhm.
because as an athlete, I really didn't talk to people. I was so in my room. Like my roommates had to like get me out of my room.
Yeah,
Like it'd be times where people would come over and they would have to come to my room to say what's up to me and then go back to the living room
really?
to chill
No.
out because like I'm so like of a focused person because I don't know why I am, but like it's just me, but I do make connections as well. So just to show y'all like you could be someone who's to yourself and still be able to make connections. Um
Mhm.
and even with that, since we're talking about connecting and you seem so enthusiastic about being able to do that, do you actually like talking to people?
I do. I do because I liked understanding people more. And it goes towards like the whole, I feel like, purpose in my life. Um, just like the existentialist thinking in me, I guess. I think people are really just the important parts of just humanity itself. So I really do make it a point to talk to people and understand people.
Even if you have a bad hair day?
I do try to go in hiding sometimes, but no, no. I feel like people just have to accept you for who you are. And it's something that's really important to learn because trying to be something else, trying to be somebody else is something that can really just hold you back as a person because it's it's not you. It's not you and people also see through that. And it's just natural. So being you, accepting you, and going out there and fully being yourself is something that is really, really vital.
So you're telling me you don't care about your look when you walk up to people?
Oh, I never said that. I never said that. For sure, I do. But I don't let it run me.
Is it because you're a hairstylist? So how important is it though when you're going up to people? Because it's like if we're talking about connecting with people and how all of that matters, it matters to me, but I want to know how much does it actually matter to you? Like, because for me personally, if I feel as though that I look good, then I'm way more confident saying so many more things than whether
Hmm.
if I walked up to someone and I just woke up with no haircut,
Hmm.
it'd be kind of different.
Yeah,
Kind of
I
trying to get
see
away
that.
from the conversation a little bit, but yeah.
I believe that my hair could be looking crazy, but I could still think that I look good. And though I might not be like, oh, okay, like pop in, stuff like that, like I still am confident in myself. Um, I do have those moments, so I don't want to pretend like I don't have those moments where I'm like, feeling that type of way, but I also um, am secure in myself. And I'll just go out here, honestly. People will understand. Not everybody is going to look perfect all the time. That's literally social media for you, where people just, show the best version of themselves. But in reality, it's not always like that.
Nah, yeah, that's definitely facts. The
Mhm.
reason I ask is because people really need to know, and I don't know. Like, what I do know though is that when you're in college, it's a lot of times where you can't look your best. Like, if you're just waking up, I used to wake up just to go to class. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the
Mm.
only reason I'm waking up right now at this time to go to class. So, I want to know, like, really what your vibe is. Is it like you got to wake up an hour to look good to go to class? Are you waking up as soon as you wake up, like you're like, yo, I'm not even brushing my teeth, taking a shower, I'm walking
Oh
straight to
no.
class. Like, um,
No.
not crazy enough
Um,
for that, but
you did that?
well, I didn't have a choice. I had to take a shower because I went to practice, so it was like I had to do certain things.
Okay. I think boys have it a little bit easier, but I'm
What
not
is
even gonna touch into that.
easier? What do you mean? I told you I had to do it. Like, if it didn't matter to me,
Hmm.
which I don't know, but I would probably wake up and I would go straight to class. Why does it matter? I would walk straight
I
to
think it
class.
matters because it provides, that self confidence. Like if you don't wake up and brush your teeth in the morning, your breath is gonna be stinky. And why would you talk to people with a stinky breath?
Talk
Like
about
I would not feel comfortable doing that. I would barely be talking. You know, if my skin looks cracked and dry, I'm not gonna try to show my face. um,
yeah, there's no way you live for real college. Like if people haven't seen your face like dry or have
no,
boogers in your eyes,
you
are you
know.
serious?
I like taking my time when I get ready. Actually, in middle school, I've always been a morning person. In middle school, I used to wake up at 5 in the morning just to get ready, and I wouldn't even do a lot. I would just take my time. I like taking my time, picking out my outfit, making sure my hair is nice. I've been doing my hair since middle school, and it wasn't styles like this, but just doing the slick back, trying to get my edges right, making sure my face moisturized, wash, I brush my teeth, like all that stuff takes time, and I feel like it's a good start of the day when you really just take time to take care of yourself. It just it's really beneficial.
I like that people are hearing kind of your perspective on things because, like,
Hmm.
obviously, a guy is like completely different. Like, for example,
Hmm.
guys, if you're listening to this, you don't got to do anything when you wake up. You can just go to class. Doesn't matter how you smell, look, your breath. Doesn't matter. You're going there for education. All right.
No, for real.
Not matter. Okay. Literally. Now, you don't want to obviously just like not ever take a shower. I'm saying like if you were to say, can I wake up 5 minutes before class or 15 minutes? It's possible at
Hmm.
least one day. You know what I'm saying? Not every day, at least one day. Um, but so you do care about your look, obviously, you're a hairstylist. Um, do you think you look good?
Great.
Do you think you look great?
Um, I mean, I feel like it's all relative.
No, that's not
Personally,
no. It's not relative. It's not relative.
I don't know how to take that question.
Do you think okay, ask me the question then.
Do you think you look great?
I look good almost every single day. There are some days that I don't look good, but majority of the days I look a 20 out of 10. And I make sure that I look good. I basically I basically organize my hairstyle, my outfit, the way my piercings are, my like I organize everything. The way I talk, like my teeth, like I'm always putting teeth whitener in. Like I make sure I look good because I feel like my look is the reason why a lot of people are comfortable talking to me and are motivated by me. Because like if I'm talking to you and I'm
Mhm.
smiling and I'm like and like you see my teeth are white, like you could
Mhm.
feel a bigger confidence with me, not just because I am confident, but also like you could see I have a reason to be confident.
You
So if
look like you
someone
take
asks,
care of yourself.
yeah, I do. Thank you.
Mhm.
But I also feel like I look good. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I look good. I know I look good.
That's why it's important to get ready and not hop out the bed and go straight to class. Okay,
At least one time you can do it though.
sure.
So do
That's
you
your
look good?
perspective.
It's my perspective. If you want to be late to class and you think you need to, you know what I'm saying? What if you're about to be late to class?
Then you
Then
should have
what do
woke
you
up
do? If you're
earlier.
about to be late to class, are you then getting dressed, taking a shower, brushing your teeth, putting on spray, all of that?
I'll just get ready faster.
Wow. So you were one of those people who were late to class then. You go to class late?
I've been late to class before.
Oh, see, I actually, believe it or not, guys, have never been late to class ever.
That's really good. I can actually commend you for that
Well, I
because
think it's
it's
because I'm an
difficult.
athlete. You can't be late if you're at that. That's like
Yeah.
there's actually people who sign you into class though. That's why you can't be late. So that's the only
Really.
reason. Yeah, but back to you. Like, people need to know? Do you think you look good?
I do. I feel like I put time into how I present myself. Um, I do. And that's all I can say. My
Have
perspective
you
doesn't change.
have you always felt that way, or do you feel like you've had a conversation with yourself like I could look better? Like, do you ever have conversations with yourselves like that? Like, I could look better, or is there ever a time, even like that you're out and you're like, dang, I wish I looked better? Like, let me know and let us know. How do you actually engage the way you look? How serious is it?
Being transparent, I haven't always thought like that. Growing up, as I develop, my mindset, starts to change and I have to do some inner work, you know what I mean? So before I wasn't always thinking like that. And, as I started growing up, as I started gaining experiences and, teaching myself, you just need to accept yourself for who you are and you just there's no competition. There is no competition. The only competition is yourself. You know, the only competition is yourself. That's the only competition. So I don't compare myself to other people. I don't let that happen. I used to think like that. It was a time like that where I'd be like, oh, she's so pretty, or oh, her outfit is so nice, or I love this, I love that, and it's really just, it's kind of envious, but you can take the things you're interested in, but just apply it to yourself and be happy with yourself. But really fully embrace what you are, who you are, what you like.
I love that actually. Um, and by the way, we both look amazing today. Um, is there any advice like you would give your 14-year-old self?
Hmm. That you don't have to please everybody. As I told you, like I moved around a lot. So I was always finding myself, meeting new people or trying to meet, new people and, being acquainted with whoever I could because that's what I was just used to doing. It's fine to know people, but you don't have to be friends with everybody. You don't have to be a people pleaser. You don't always have to, play nice in people's face. And I think that's what I would do
Dang,
because
play it nice in people's faces.
not playing nice. I mean,
Yo,
I'm actually nice. I'm actually nice. I
high
wasn't.
school with her, she was not really your friend.
But I'm actually nice though, but it's just
I believe you.
not everybody is genuine, to be honest. Not everybody is genuine, so um you have to really be careful about who you put your energy into.
This word genuine is almost not confusing to me, but a little different because it's like if I did not like you, right? Am I
Mhm.
supposed to tell you that? Because that's being genuine.
You don't have to say that. You don't have to say that, but you shouldn't fake your feelings. I feel like that what being genuine is. It's just being truly who you are, but you don't have to fake anything.
Okay. So even with the advice that you've given, like you don't have to be friends with everybody, is that something that you feel like you struggled with, like being friends with everyone or just trying to make everybody happy?
I would say even though I was a nice person and I did, want to be friends with the people that I met, not everybody, would like me. Not everybody's going to think the best of me. Some people are just going to have, random beef for whatever reason. It just happens in life. Like, not every single person is going to like you, honestly. So, those would be like the situations. And that would just be something that I had to like just tell myself. Like, not everybody's going to like you. And it can be for no reason sometimes. It could just be for whatever reason, in their head that's going on their side. So, that was it. That was it for me.
Yeah, I'm happy we honestly connected now because it seems like you've actually grown since like the advice you would just give yourself and you have more to grow. Um for
For sure.
one, when you think about yourself, because other people may have different opinions about who you are, what you like, and what you do. But when you think about yourself, like what comes to mind and what do you want people to really know? Because I could ask you a question, but it could not be something that necessarily you want people to know. So, like, what do you want people to know about you?
Everything. um, that's honestly that's that's a that's a really big question. That's a
Yep.
good question though. It's a really good question. Um, I'm not at, how can I put this? I'm still teaching myself a lot. I'm still developing a lot and I'm still finding myself, and that's one of the reasons, I came to college as well. So, there's parts of me that I probably don't even know about myself right now. And I feel like as I get older, I'm going to start realizing, I'm going to start, piecing puzzles together, things like that. Right now, I don't know. That question is difficult.
The
How would you
question
answer
is,
that?
how would
How
I
would
answer
you?
it? I
Hmm.
want people to know that I'm literally the most motivational person that they could ever talk to in their life. Also, there's so many people that told me in high school that, yo, Dino, where's my high school uniform? My high school uniform is over there. I had so many people tell me I was lying about getting recruited to the University of Kansas. And look at
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Look at this. You feel what I'm saying? This is what
Wow.
happens when
See,
you don't.
people will hate for no reason, though.
I literally remember the day I came back from the University of Arkansas track visit, and they flew me out. Obviously, I didn't pay for it, and people are like, "Yo, you paid for that T-shirt. That T-shirt University of Arkansas gave you." Like trying to hate on me, and it's crazy because I never hated on somebody else. Like it's not like I wanted other people to win. I didn't care really, but I never hated, and that I don't know why, but like I feel as though everyone is so much on their other path that like if I want someone to know something about me, it's like I'm able to stay focused. And that's why like you may not see me around a lot of people or like I'm always by myself or you always see me working towards something is because like even when I do chase my dreams and I live them, I go to the next goal. So I'm the most hardworking person. I'm literally a perfectionist. I'm creating every single day. I love to teach people and I'm the most motivating person again. And I'm the CEO
Period.
of Team I Am. And this uniform up here, by the way, is what I wore when I coached myself to become the number 4 triple jumper in the United States of America. So all these coaches who are saying blah blah blah, this. Listen, I did it without a coach, so I don't want to hear nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
Don't let
understand.
people rain on you.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's like really the whole focus for me is I want people to know that I'm the most motivational person that like they've ever met.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How did you find yourself wanting to motivate people? Is there something that, immediately sparked? For the people that don't know, is there something that came upon you, or is this something that you always known about yourself that
Wh-
you wanted to tailor to people?
When I was a kid, everything I would say, the people around me would try to silence me because they said I would talk too much. That's the first thing. Then when I got to college, I was doing athletics, blah blah blah. Senior year, something happened to where I was winning athlete of the week for University of Kansas almost every single week. And it really was easy, but when you're in it as an athlete, you don't really think of it. Like it's just like everyone's like, "Oh, you're so good," but you don't really think of how good you are. It's just normal to you. So it was one day when the coach asked, "Yo, can somebody does anyone have anything to say?" And I was playing around and I just stood up, right? And I'm like, "Let me just talk." So I started talking about basically what has helped me become the best, and I started seeing the teammates who would normally laugh at me every day because I was just like goofy, like nodding their head, like almost like I was a professor and they were listening, which was like complete shock. I'm talking about my closest friends who would laugh at everything I would say, were literally like nodding their head. So I was like, that's interesting. Like, I just
People
motivate
are
people
actually
and I don't
listening.
even know what I like said. So then that was one thing. Then once I graduated and I became a pro athlete, I was like, let me try the speaking thing again. Let me speak to a track team again and see how it is. And then and then like it was like the best experience. Like it was really the first time where I had people come up to me like, "Oh my gosh, I love you. Like, can I get a picture? Like, can I talk to you about this something?" Which my whole life I feel like I've really wanted people to ask me questions on what I know, but it's never happened because all I've heard when I was growing up was, "Oh, you're not good enough. You need to stop talking too much. You talk too much. You're a poser. You're too cocky." That's all I've heard literally till I got to University of Kansas, which is why I say I got out to a different environment and heard
Mm-hmm.
completely different opinions about me than the
Mm-hmm.
environment that I actually grew up in. So if you asked me in college if I was going to be a motivational speaker, I would have said no. If you would have asked me as soon as I graduated, if I would have been a motivational speaker, I would have said no. So it's like it literally took me once I graduated to move to a different city to say, what do I do now? And just do the first thing that came to my head to realize what I wanted. And even after that, it's been like 4 or 5 years to where like I still have that same goal, but it has kind of, I've strayed away from it a little bit, just being like young minded, like not really focusing on it 100%, but is which is what happens honestly. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for anybody, it's really important to just do what you want to. And that sounds so like cliche, do what you want to. But what I mean, do what you want to, it's literally waking up and saying, I am not going to leave my house until it's something that I want to do. Even if it's not has nothing to do with money, which is what I've done for the past 4 or 5 years, which is what led me to living my dreams. Feel me?
Mm-hmm. I feel you. So I'm I'm interested. I'm curious, like how how do you talk to people when you first started becoming a motivational speaker? How was that process when you first started?
What do you mean? How do I talk to people? Like, okay, so I'll just answer it how I think you're asking it. Um, the first thing that I do is tell them who I am because I feel like telling them who I am will actually allow them to listen. If I say I'm a four-time All-American, I did all of this at University of Kansas, it shows that I've accomplished something. There are going to be some people who don't care about that, but it lets them know that I did accomplish something. So the first thing I do is introduce myself. Also, I always make sure my appearance is everything because the first thing people see, the first thing people know about you is what you look like, not what you talk like.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how they are introduced to you, of course. But so with that, I literally would make sure I'm dressed like flashy, especially I'm usually speaking to high schools or colleges, so I'm trying to look like I make more money than them, which has nothing to do with whether they think I do. It has to do with my appearance because if I'm talking to students or kids, they're not like dressed up like they're going to a club. They're dressed like they're going to school. Like it may not be too much, so I make sure I do too much so I stand out. That's the first thing. So if I stand out, that means the attention is on me and people are more likely to listen to you. So I introduce myself, which is one form of influence, and then I basically talk about how people doubted me, which makes people relate to me more because a lot of people don't realize that those who are like really good at things, like they've had negative times. So I go off and I start talking about specifically that so that people understand, okay, I may be going through some of the same things that you possibly are going through, but look at me now. And then I go into a specific story about a conversation I had with someone that changed my mindset, um, and how now everything I do has to do with me basically writing things down, meaning like writing down what my goal is and not asking people about my dreams, goals, or desires before I figure out if I want to chase them or not. So I feel like the way I talk to people is one, humbling myself by talking about negative times and how I've done bad, I've been the worst on the team, and then flexing and letting them know like this is how I talk. Like I could flex on somebody, and I want you to be able to do this because I feel like everyone wants to be able to flex. Not even they may not want to talk like cocky, but they want to be able to flex. Like I've done this, 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 this. So I kind of give them multiple sides of me. I give them a side where I was down, and I give them the side when I was up.
Yeah,
Feel me?
that's perfect. I think it really is important for people to gain a sense of like, I guess, community, because knowing that you were at the same place as them and seeing how far you have come from where you were at definitely motivates people to do it for themselves and to put in the work, and they're willing to do the work because they know that it actually, works, and they'll get something from that.
Yeah, and it's like interesting just because when I'm talking to people, it actually motivates me even more. So every time I talk to someone, even this alone, it motivates me. The reason talking motivates me is because I see myself living my dreams because this is not me chasing my dreams. This is me living it. So I want to continue to do that even more. So it makes me look forward to other things. And I know the kids that I talk to, or even adults I talk to, it motivates them as well because they see that even after I'm talking, I'm still active and they want to be more active. Like I don't just talk and leave. I say, yo, I talk, but I literally do this 24/7. When I go home, I have a whole community of people that I'm going to motivate. So they realize, dang, he's not just here like just to get paid and leave. Like he really wants us to be a part of what he does and is doing it serious. I feel like we definitely have to have a time where we both get on here and have almost like, I don't know, a motivational battle, something like that, right?
How would you see that going?
Um, Dang, you want me to be
What do
bold?
you Not like that. Let me reword that. Like motivational battle. Like what would you? How would you see that? What is?
Um, I
Explain
need
that.
I need the opportunity to be able to scream. And I've been doing this show for a very long time. And usually I'm not really asked too many questions because I'm always trying to figure out the person that I'm talking to. But it's
Yeah.
like I am so passionate that like I need to be on a show where I can scream and really give my opinion on things, or I feel like it's not really my best self. Like this is my best self,
Mm.
but like it
Mm-hmm.
can be even more to the extreme. You know what I'm saying? It's obviously depending who I'm talking to, but also it's the
Yeah.
topic and what I feel like needs to be done at the moment. Like right now, it's not a time for me to scream. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but if we were talking about a motivational topic, like why do you feel like people um don't become successful or don't feel like they live their dreams? Like if we both talked about that,
Mm-hmm.
then I feel like that's something to where I'd be able to scream. You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
good for you because I actually really enjoy asking questions and just understanding people more. So I think that's a really a
You
good thing to
want
have.
to host? Maybe you should.
Would I want to host?
Maybe you should host the show.
Let's talk about that. We'll get into that.
Let's do it. Honestly, I wanted to make sure, like, of course, during this show, like, people knew more about you because this isn't going to be the first time, like I said, that we obviously talk. This was
Hmm.
more like a random moment to even let
Yeah,
people know, like, we did not schedule this at all. Literally, an hour before
so
this happened is
spontaneous.
when we said it was going to happen when I was at school, literally. So it's just to let you know, like, when you are in your dreams, you don't have to prepare to get ready. It's something that you expect to happen and something that, like I said, you're always ready for. So I definitely thank you for always being ready because not everyone has that kind of mindset to be like, oh dang, I didn't get my hair done, or I didn't think about this. I didn't like everyone that I get on a show, literally either
Mm,
7 days in advance, gotta be 14 days in advance. Like some people are that way,
yeah.
but
Let
it's
me
like,
tell you that this is something that's actually big for me because lately in my life, I've been, just taking those opportunities. When I tell you, like, wherever I'm at in life, wherever I'm at, there's always opportunities just knocking down on the door. And you just have to go out and take them, every single thing. And you can't be scared, can't hold yourself back. Even though you're nervous, use that adrenaline to just go for it. So I've been thinking like that a little bit more recently, especially just knowing how just time is just a construct. You can't be ready all the time. There's things that happen when you can't even prepare for it, but it's that opportunity because there's something on the other side. You know what I mean? So there's always something that can be done and that can be made. You know what I mean? So.
yeah, that's facts. Um, Yeah, that's facts. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So, can you leave us with something like, how about this? You had given yourself advice, but I want you to end with giving somebody else. Maybe you know something that you've seen people in high school, your specific high school, go through that. Like now that you're older, you're like, dang, if I was like this age and they were that age, I would have told them or something. Like, what is something that advice you could give a 16-year-old, and it may not be advice that you could have specifically taken, but something that you know they could take?
To knock down that door, literally to go for everything that you want, that there is no limits. I promise you, there is no limits in this life. Anything that you can imagine can be done because you just imagined it. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that can stop you because you literally create your own reality, and it just takes work. It takes work. It's not easy, and everybody says that, but it is true. You can literally create your own life. So take those opportunities. Don't hold yourself back. Do it when you can. Do it before it's too late. That's
Hey,
it.
listen,
Yeah.
I say I am Dino, I am blessed, I am capable, I am strong, I am courageous. What are affirmations that can define you, or something that you could leave us with?
I am Kyla. I am intelligent.
Sheesh.
I am beautiful inside and out. I am spontaneous. I am abundant.
Let's go.